o'clock, we were told that SB 200 would be heard in committee today when Representative Reesford talked about that there were 28 people who were promoting this bill and only 12 against it.
We had 12 people come up to speak in opposition to this bill. 9 of them said they were representing themselves. We had 28 people come to speak in support of this bill, and the vast majority of them, if you count them up, represented hundreds of thousands of people across the state of Colorado.
It was because we had 12 hours to mobilize and let people know that this bill was even being heard in committee. When we got into committee, the chair then stated that Representative Stevens, who makes the calendar, had decided to reconvene the House at 3:30. We would only have two hours to actually hear everything. So at that time, what ended up happening was that there was only one person who had spoken in opposition to the bill, and almost everyone had spoken who were proponents of the bill, and they were going to adjourn.
Right.
List real quick.
So we don't get to testify.
And AARP, yes, and legislature. Once again, 3.
So what happened is some concerned citizens who wanted to make sure that the opposition was heard started bullhorning outside of the Capitol steps.
These buildings right here are filled with corrupt politicians, folks. They do not like to follow their own rules.
And immediately the reconvening of the House was dismissed, testimony continued, and all the opposition were heard.
Let's do it to Rebecca Rose. Okay, David Adams. It's Dr. David Adams here. Okay, you have to leave. It's verified. Did Josh leave, or is he just not? Anybody know?
It's not being allowed in the building, I believe,
okay,
at the moment.
That might be good.
The scheduler, who is also the majority leader, and when that scheduler says that a bill will be heard in committee, it's heard. When she says that a bill is not heard in committee, it's not heard.
This government program that we've got right here, we've already seen the concentrated interests that are in favor of this program. I'm part of the diffuse interest. I'm one person. But I believe those concentrated interests are going to lobby this oversight committee. They're going to lobby this exchange to get what they want. And the bigger players will win. We're going to have coercion. Government is forced. Insurers will be forced to move into that market.
Utah and Massachusetts have spent millions, and the only way Colorado can implement is to do the same, and the money will come from federal grants, which are bankrupting the country.
This action of preemptive legislation in the face of federal pressure doesn't sound like there is any belief in the autonomy and sovereignty of Colorado in the face of federal strong-arming. It is easily conceivable that there is the same or greater possibility of the wrong solution to be crafted in successive legislative session than the original intent being honored or furthered.
I don't hear the free market being furthered here. And why does business support this bill? Well, because the other option isn't even on the table.
Are you saying you believe Senate Bill 200 would force somebody?
What I'm saying is that that's more government regulations. You offer them the status quo of an incredibly distorted market with federal regulation and state and federal mandates and an SB 20. Of course they'll take SB 20. It's a false choice.
Okay, thank you very much.
But you don't let the people speak and give them fair time. Then that's the way we're going to play this.
But we would urge you strongly to wait. If you want to come back a year from now with us and work with the groups and work with the insurance companies who obviously have a very strong coalition, as they said for the first time, let's put together a plan that everybody can see and agree on and put it in place with an understanding of what we're getting, not what we might get. Thank you.
Without your showing that you can significantly improve the current Medicaid program in the state, many of we the people do not believe that you can add another program with government oversight and it be any better or cost any less.
The bottom line is the options that we've been given is for the federal government to manage our health care or for the state government to manage our health care. I would like Plan C, where we are all individuals and able to manage our own health care. There are already federal programs that are out there for folks that need assistance and aid.
In terms of Senate Bill 200 and health benefit exchanges, if we don't do something, the federal government does, and that's the law.
Well, Article 2, Section 1 and 2 of the Colorado Constitution secures the principle that Colorado is a free, sovereign, and independent state, and that all political power is vested in and derived from the people in the state. So I hear what you're saying, but I'm still liking to choose Plan C, and I'm frustrated that...
I would love if our Attorney General could fight that and win that argument. That'd be great. But until then...
Started speaking just instantly. You know, there's 4 officers out here just like that, and I let them know that, you know, either we were going to be heard or I wasn't going to be the only one out here pissed off, you know, speaking my mind. I let them know about the First Amendment. I let them know about what was private property and what was state property.
That when there is regulatory oversight of anything with health insurance, health care, whatever, the cost goes out to the consumer. If SB 200 passes, I estimate within 5 years, health insurance will double to $2,000 a month for an individual. If less than alone, the cost will remain relatively the same. As a grant writer, you cannot receive funding without meeting requirements and mandates attached to the money. According to the Obamacare Healthcare Exchange Plan, if a state sets up their own insurance exchange and uses federal money, the state-run health exchange has to meet a minimum equivalency to the federal plan or rise above it, and that is in the federal law.
I know not everybody was thrilled with what we did and our tactics, but, you know, guess what? They got to speak.
We did. We're on the record.
Yep.
Representative Stevens, do you have any comments or concluding remarks?
I thank all of you for consideration of this bill. And again, let's just review what the bill does. The bill provides a board, and it provides an oversight committee. The board is going to be made up of a variety of people with expertise, predominantly in business. We're going to start down the road of asking the tough questions. We're going to have advisory committees and working groups and people to assist that board. And that board is going to be under the oversight and transparency of an oversight committee of legislators.
All right, let's vote.
Representative Bradford?
No.
Representative Brown?
No.
Representative Fields?
Yes.
Representative Joshi?
No.
Representative Cavalli?
Yes.
Representative Kerr?
Yes.
Representative Massey?
Yes.
Representative McCann?
Yes.
Representative Peniston?
Yes.
Representative Griesberg?
Yes.
Representative Schaefer?
Yes.
Representative Acree? No. Mr. Chair?
Yes. All right, that passes 9-4. So ordered. Thank you all for being here. We are adjourned.
I have tried to come up 7 times this year to vote with committee testimony, and 3 times I have been allowed to actually testify in committee. The rest of the times the committees were rescheduled, they were canceled, and so the people aren't being heard, but today we were.
And it's on the record that, you know what, people are going to stand up. And if you want to break the rules, fine. But you're going to hear from us. One way or another. That's it.